on the suit. Drink water. Don't drink and drive.
Game over!
Take it light. Okay.
Now you're more fluent.
He got free!
Bears.
So this is really good right here. Absolutely. Let's do it.
Welcome back to Texas Rangers with the Boys. We are the Boys, your daily Texas Rangers podcast by a couple of pro wrestlers who love Rangers baseball. And hey, we want to thank you for making us the first listen of your day. This is your boy Kev, aka YBK, Kevin Frazier. You know, I'm gonna go back with the good old trusty. Your Texas Rangers are the defending World Series champions. Haven't said it in way too long, so you heard it here again. We got a great episode for you guys today. We got a lot of more what's going on with these pitchers and Josh Young coming back off the injury list. We got a couple of roster moves that we didn't get to last week. We got a preview of a Dodgers series. And, you know, I'm going to update you guys on how everything's going with the fantasy baseball. So that's where we're at. That's where we're at. First place. But the boys are in first place. Yeah, you can turn that on. So
no thanks to me at all.
Well, it is what it is. I mean, let's just be honest. When I need it, you're there. So when I need it, you're there. Right now, it's just recruiting. But anyways, let's not talk about fantasy baseball just yet. Let me tell you where to find us on social media. TX Rangers WTB. Don't forget to check us out on our website, TexasRangersWithTheBoys.com.
That's all one word.
Also, all one word, at Chilltown Hoops here on YouTube, Sports Fluent Network. Didn't know if I was supposed to kick that over to you, but how about I do this? Let me tell you about my co-host. As always, 300-pound Manimal, a.k.a. Bull. He's right there. He's hanging out. We got a lot to talk about. You're pumped. I'm pumped. How you doing? Where can they find you on socials?
Well, we had such a fun time with Johnny Butabi yesterday. We didn't get to talk about a ton of Ranger news because we wanted to focus as much as we could on that San Francisco, Texas series from the weekend, especially if we were going to have somebody in here to talk about the Giants. So we wanted to do that. So we didn't get to talk about all the news that went down over the weekend. We also missed Friday last week because of just personal stuff came up. And by the time we got together to get things together, it was too late to get the show together for that evening. So we decided to take the day off, come back strong with Johnny on Monday morning. And then we're going to preview these Dodgers. We're going to see Yamamoto against the Rangers. We're going to see him. We're going to get to see Corey Seager, Yamamoto, hopefully this Thursday night. But we'll have time to talk about it Wednesday after we do those box scores Thursday when we come back. So just, fun times in the baseball season. I know that the Rangers, as much as they're just kind of hanging around like we wanted them to, we've got so much baseball going on. The Dominican Summer League is starting up. We've got the Arizona Complex League. A little news from the Arizona Complex League before we even started today. Justin Foscue not with the team last night, so reason to believe that he will be probably with Round Rock this week. As they play Tacoma down there in Round Rock. So I'd imagine Foscue going to be back at the AAA level this week. So that's a little bit of news there that we probably wouldn't get to in the show today. But before we get started, I have to tell everybody that you can find me at Manimal Bull on Twitter, Instagram, Manimal300, and both Facebook and TikTok, at Bull Pro, whatever your favorite platform of social media is. Get at me on there. We'll talk about the Rangers. We'll talk about the minor league teams. We could talk about the College World Series, or hey, we can talk about the Cape Cod League because I'm excited about next week at this time. I'll be watching some dusk baseball on Cape Cod, so I'm looking forward to that.
We're going to be coast to coast next week.
Next week, yeah, you're going to be in the mountains in Washington, and I'm going to be on the Cape in Massachusetts. So I mean, almost as far as we could possibly get away from each other will be next week. It will not be Pantego to Bedford, that's for sure. But Real quick before we get started with the show, I know Kevin, he's waiting for me to start talking Rangers and get revved up, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to tell you about Matt Ward Pro at the Southside Preservation Hall on Friday, July 26th. It's going to be a big time. I'm looking forward to it. At some point in this show, Big Damon McCullough and Brick Savage will be in the ring against each other again. It's going to be a mixed tag match, so I imagine when the males are in the ring together, it'll be male, and then female. And you're going to have to see Brick and Damo get in there and get down. So that's worth the price of admission right there. But don't forget, Kelly's Onion Burger will be out back. They're going to be flipping some burgers, making some smash burgers. We'll have other food trucks there as soon as they're announced. I'll tell you who they are. Starry's Ice Cream will be in the house. They're going to have all the ice cream that you could possibly get. Get with the Starry's Ice Cream lady and get you some of that banana pudding ice cream. Also, Martin House Brewing in the house. Every one of these Southside Preservation Hall shows, they're giving away free beer. You know they'll have the Matt Ward Pro beer. They'll have the pickle beer. So come on out Friday, March 26th. It's going to be a big time at the Southside Preservation Hall with Matt Ward Pro, Something Dreamers, Ultraviolet Dreamers.
Yeah, and what's the catchphrase for it? It's going to be a
hypothermia mania.
Hypothermic
mania.
So there is a mania somewhere just placed into that name, so we couldn't completely get away from it. And we do have a slam and destroy as well. So
yeah, they're out there. Out there.
Yeah, I misled you guys last night, but hey, not a whole lot of Rangers news or not a whole lot of AL West to talk about. Rangers still where they were the last time we talked. We might have a Mariners game going on tonight, but as you guys know, most of
this isn't a Mariners show, so who knows?
Well, and we don't re-record the night before most of the time, so
they're playing the White Sox, so it's probably not going to go good for us.
I do have some Mariners news though.
What's that?
Some relevant news to the show about the Mariners. So we are going to Washington, right? We're flying in on Saturday. And I do believe the Texas Rangers.
They are, yes.
In Seattle, playing at 3:10 on that Sunday. So it wasn't planned this way either. This is like one of those same thing that happened when we went to Florida, when we went to Tampa, where I just was like, hey, I wonder if Tampa's playing. Wonder who they're playing. It'd be cool if they're playing the Rangers. Oh, what do you know? They're playing the Rangers. Now, my wife totally believes that this wasn't intentional, that I did not plan an entire trip to Washington to go to a Rangers game at the Mariners Stadium, but I'm going to take it. I was a Mariners fan when I was a kid.
Yeah, in T-Mobile Ballpark, that is about as beautiful a stadium as there is in all of America. One year I happened to be on vacation in Seattle, and the Rangers just happened to be in Seattle at the same time. Kevin knows my good buddy Cedric, the Hitman, who lives up in Seattle. It was like, look, I work downtown. We'll go downtown. We'll park. You guys take an Uber over to the ballpark and then meet me back over here whenever the game's over, and I'll be done working, and we'll head back to the house. And it worked out great, and we got a chance to check out the Mariners. It was Safeco back when I was there, but T-Mobile Ballpark now. Get you some of the chocolate-covered grasshoppers, man. They're good.
When I was a kid, I was a Ken Griffey Jr. fan, like probably most people my age were.
Yeah.
And, my mom just randomly gave me some posters when I went to see her over the weekend, and two of them are Ken Griffey Jr. posters. So like it feels like one of those life events that I wasn't trying to make happen. That
it
just
kind of popped up.
Just kind of came together, and I'm sure they've got Ken Griffey Jr. like stuff that I could take pictures with or whatever. So
I would think so. I believe that he's pretty honored around that ballpark out there.
Yeah. So that was going to be a nice little treat that was not expecting. So that's going to be pretty cool. But random. I don't know. We don't have a ton of content, so I guess we're just filling space. But hey, let's do Rangers news.
Hey, real quick. Yeah, sure. I'm going to the Cape Cod League, but on the way back home, I'm going to stop by and see a friend in Pennsylvania. And she's like, "You want me to get some tickets for the Aberdeen Iron Hog, something like that?" Well, it turns out they're playing the Norfolk Tide, and they're so I'll be watching Jackson Holiday and the rest of those Baltimore Oriole AAA studs
That'll be
playing
fun.
some baseball. So that'll be fun as well.
Well, maybe he'll tattoo a ball for you.
I'm going to try to stay the hell out of the way of it.
Let's get some good Rangers news. Josh Young may start rehab tomorrow. Now, does that mean like his rehab assignment?
Yeah, his rehab assignment. From everything that we're kind of seeing right now, it was this will be the 10-week. They were going to take it slow with Josh Young and like wait till this 10-week before they even started swinging a bat. But the moment he started feeling like he turned a corner, he's already taken some batting practice, some live batting practice. So it's looking like when Tuesday rolls around and the minor league affiliates start hitting the field, that Josh Young's going to be playing for one of them. And now the Dodgers, they're playing in Los Angeles. The closest to that is going to be Amarillo with the Frisco Rough Riders playing the Sod Poodles. But instead of heading to Los Angeles today or yesterday after the game, he may have headed towards Round Rock to get ready for a week with the Express. So we'll see what happens. I'm not sure exactly where it'll be, but that's kind of the rumor been going around the last couple of days. Since we've been gone, is that Young is about to make this rehab and he should start it on Tuesday. But we'll see, and if it doesn't happen today, then we'll keep watching it as it goes. But there's a pretty good chance that we'll see Josh Young in one of those AA or AAA affiliates starting today.
So this time last year, Rangers were hot. Like Rangers were a hot item in the MLB, right? But also, let's not forget that we had every single show. It seemed like we had a Jacob deGrom watch, Jacob deGrom news, DeGrom. What's going on with deGrom? What's going on with deGrom?
Especially around this time, because he's at about that 1 year mark that he actually had the surgery.
Well, I'm talking, because last year we were like talking about it. We were like, is deGrom, because remember he was having all these issues in his starts where he was, coming out early, whatever. But now here we are back, and we're having a totally different Jacob deGrom watch, and it's time to start talking about Jake deGrom's timetable and him coming back. He should be throwing a bullpen next week. I think he's excited.
Last week he came off of his decompression time that basically is normal. You get to throw and you throw a little bit. You take a couple of weeks off to let your arm see where it's at. And then there were no problems there. He came back. He's been throwing. And basically this week he's kind of started the motion of pulling down, like instead of just throwing a baseball, kind of like coming with some torque down through the, throwing like a pitcher would pitch or would throw, instead of just kind of tossing the baseball back and forth with whoever he's playing catch with. And then as far as that goes, as long as everything is going well, sometime next week in the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, when the Rangers are playing the Mets, he will probably throw a bullpen, or at least when they get back from Seattle at some point, we're going to see him throw a bullpen that next week. So, hopefully everything goes well. You start getting him into the pen and he's throwing the ball well and everything progresses as it should. And he starts throwing the off speed. And then, probably about a month from when he starts throwing the bullpen, you might start seeing him throw live batting practice. So as you start looking at the timetable, you're probably thinking that sometime around the end of July, Jacob deGrom should hit the trail for a rehab assignment.
So good news.
You're getting to the point where you may see him, right there as August turns over. And I know it's still June, but that's getting exciting because we're 2 months through the season. If we get a final push with a healthy rotation of Scherzer, Molly, Eovaldi, DeGrom, and whoever else fits that fifth role, probably Michael Lorenzen right now, if I had to guess. That's a strong rotation to run down. You've also got Dunny, Heaney, Gray. Gray probably would be that fifth starter instead of Lorenzen. Lorenzen may be the guy that moves to the bullpen. They may run with 6 for a little while. Who knows? We'll see what the schedule looks like. But as far as I'm concerned, if they can get to that point where they've got that rotation coming out every fifth day, they're rocking one of those guys. The Rangers are going to be in a good spot down the stretch to win ball games and even win these ones that they're just kind of not winning right now. So we'll just see, but very optimistic about what could be with all of the guys coming back from Scherzer, who's getting closer after his outing last night with Round Rock, up and down 5 times, made it into the 5th, got basically what you're looking for, right? You're looking for that up and down game situation where he goes out, throws an inning, sits down for his half inning, gets back up and does that multiple times. Well, he did it, I think, 5 times last night. So good stuff from Max Scherzer last night. And we talked about it with Johnny, that the Oklahoma City's baseball team isn't exactly your everyday AAA ball club. They've got a bunch of really talented guys that are ready to play professional baseball at the highest level on that team. They just happen to have Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Shohei Ohtani, and the likes in front of them.
Yeah, it's a good squad that he's getting to go up against. Well, now that we're kind of on the talking about Scherzer, talking a little bit about pitchers coming back, I haven't been able to contain my excitement about Kumar Rocker and his progress, him coming back. I'm as excited about him as probably anybody in the organization at the major league level or at the minor league level. So he sounds like he's feeling pretty good after throwing some live BP.
Yeah, he's in Arizona right now. He's taking on the role of getting healthy, and he's taking it very seriously. And from everything that I was seeing, the fastball was sitting 94 to 96, and he's throwing a slider right now. I don't know what the rate is on it or anything like that. You're not going to get rates from Arizona for sure, but you'll get basically you're sitting at 94 to 96 with the fastball. We'll see what Kumar Rocker has when he gets back, but I'm looking forward to seeing him as his arm gets strong and see what he can do. But I imagine first stop would be Frisco for Rocker.
You know who he strikes me of as like a off the field kind of guy who I wouldn't be like shocked if he turns out to be this kind of dude. You know how Aroldis Chapman's known for like having all these snazzy outfits when he comes to games?
Yeah.
Yeah, he comes out and like kind of he just into that whole thing, kind of like if he was in the NBA or something.
He probably wears like old NFL jersey, like old NFL cut up T-shirts of his dad's with sweatpants to the game.
Wow. I bet you money Rocker's one of those guys because he's a big dude too. That comes rolling in like 3-piece suit, like some, not maybe a 3-piece suit, but just, the flashy outfits and stuff. He just strikes me as that kind of guy. I really think, I don't know what it is about him. I guess it's he's got some kind of charisma about him well,
the first thing I'm looking forward to about him is seeing this man healthy for the first time since he was a 19-year-old kid at Vanderbilt. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that too. And I'm also looking forward to just that wow factor that he brings.
Remember at Vanderbilt, he was insane. No doubt number 1 overall pick if he could have went out after his freshman year. And then the arm, shoulder, everything kind of started falling apart. And he was still the best pitcher, one of the best 5 pitchers in college. So, the guy got drafted twice in the first round of the Major League Baseball draft, 3rd overall by the Rangers, and then 7th overall by the New York Mets, who didn't like his MRI of his shoulder and decided to release him. He ends up having the shoulder surgery. The Rangers take a chance on him with the 3 pick, end up saving a bunch of money, getting Brock Porter at the same time, who he's probably about done with his Arizona complex restart. And now you're going to see these guys at the same time kind of hitting the minor league baseball again for the Texas Rangers.
Yeah, really exciting. And I love to talk about it. And we haven't talked about Brock Porter pretty much at all this offseason. So hopefully some positive things start happening for him. So one quick, before we get to our last bit of, Ranger. Well, okay, we had a roster move that we didn't talk about on Friday. Derek Hill gets DFA'd. Davis Wenzel comes up to the team. If Derek Hill clears, what does that mean for the Rangers?
Well, I mean, it means that he could stay with the Rangers, take an assignment back to AAA, or it also means that he can elect free agency. I imagine that I really don't think he'll clear. I think that there's a spot somewhere on a 40-man roster for Derek Hill right now. But if he does, I could totally see him back at AAA Round Rock, patiently waiting for another opportunity with the Rangers club. But yeah, the DFA was kind of weird because with the DFA, it brought the Rangers to 39, but I feel like that 40 spot is Scherzer coming back off the 60, so they're just holding it ready for him whenever he is. And Davis Wenzel was the call up on that. Basically, Derek Hill was the victim of Corey Seager not going on the IL.
Right.
Because the moment that Corey Seager doesn't go on the IL, you need an extra infielder. And Davis Wenzel can play third, second, short, whatever you need on that infield. And you've also got Zeke Duran, who can play an outfield spot if you need him. You've still got Travis Jankowski as basically your 4th outfielder, with Zeke as your 5th then. So you're still in a good spot in the outfield. And the idea that Josh Smith can play some outfield, Duran play shortstop. So there's a lot of options for the outfield where there weren't those options with Derek Hill for the infield. It's not like Derek Hill was like Ian Desmond, who was a shortstop that moved to center field, and you can, so yeah.
No, I see what you're saying. And real quick too, Rangers news. We talked about this cat on our Down on the Farm with the Boys show. He made our top 10 list, but now Carolina League Player of the Week.
Yeah, Becker Barroso. Yeah, that he was our number 1 player this week, and he backed that up with a Carolina League Player of the Week. Rightfully so. He hit like 539, a couple of home runs, a triple, a double, 9 RBIs. He had a 6 RBI game on Saturday, a 4-hit game earlier in the week. Becker Barroso, a huge week, and I'm really happy for him because we've been on this kid for a little while. We liked him as a catcher. Well, he caught one game, he played third base one game, and then he played a couple of games over at first base in his week this week. So Becker Barroso definitely earning some more time there down east.
Yeah, and really quite the prospect given the versatility and the positions that he plays.
Play really, and he isn't just limited to catcher, first and third. He can play the corner outfield. He played quite a bit of corner outfield last year at the Arizona Complex League.
So again, a lot of versatility with this guy. So, if you had been subscribed to our exclusive content Down on the Farm with the Boys, where we cover all things Rangers minor league, you wouldn't have had to be told today that Barroso was our number 1 player of the week for this team. And yet again, the savant himself, I feel like you've predicted, like you've called like 3 of these in a row now. So it's this is where you get the news here first, man. That's why we do this. That's why we do what we do. Is because we're passionate about this minor league, and you're not gonna get I don't know, you're not gonna get the news like this just everywhere, because not everybody's got the time or wants to devote the time to knowing about this minor league. So big shout out to my co-host for all the work that gets put into our exclusive content down on the farm with the boys. What you do with that is you make us your one-stop shop for all things Rangers minor league. It's just $1.99 a month on Spotify or on your favorite podcasting platform. You could also subscribe on TexasRangersWithTheBoys.com,
which is all one word.
And there again, it's just $1.99 for the audio right here at Chilltown Hoops. Also, all one word. You can subscribe. You have 3 different levels. On that 3rd level, you can pop on the show and have a conversation with us about whatever you want. Well, hold on, not whatever you want to talk about, but whatever Rangers topics you might want to talk about. We can discuss those things, and we would love to have you on the show. Real quick, before I pop out of here, and finish this segment or commercial or whatever we're calling this, fantasy baseball. We haven't talked about it all season so far since we did the draft. We brought it up here and there, but it's getting pretty heated. We lost our first place spot for a couple weeks to the vaunted El Blondie, who kicked our butt head to head and took that spot from us. Well, we tied El Blondie this week, and we crept back up into that first place spot. But more than anything, also too, our buddy John, whom we'll be getting to go hang out with during the opening game for the University of Michigan home opener up in Ann Arbor. You remember he missed the draft.
Yeah, he was in Brazil, right?
Yeah, and I threw him a bone and was like, here, that sucks. Here, well, I'll trade you something for this so that you can have a little something, because it kind of sucks, Well, he's made his way all the way up to 5th, having to drop half his team
and work his way back,
pick up a bunch of players. So hats off.
Nice. Yeah, nice.
So and then your brother Mike's hanging in there, just hanging around, kind of like the Rangers at 500. Hoping for
waiting for that run. Yeah,
hoping for a chance at the playoffs. Again, more than anything, kind of using this time to give a shout out to our farm hands who subscribe to our exclusive content, and to our dedicated fans who hopped into this fantasy league. It's been a lot of fun so far. The trash talk is real. Again, guys, if I have to pull out the big guns, all I got to do is call my man right there and be like, hey, let's come over here and look at this. Let's look at this free agent pool and tell me.
I'll get you in the right direction.
Tell me what we need. So anyway, I just want to give a big shout out to all our fantasy players and to our exclusive content subscribers, because
also while we're giving out shout outs, got to give a big shout out to Tony at Sports Fluent. He is really making things happen over there. As you can tell, we've changed our background a couple of times in the last couple of weeks, and he's starting to get everything in the works over there at Sports Fluent, and the Chilltown Hoops, and all the great shows that are on Sports Fluent. They're gonna really get their due here coming up, thanks to all the hard work from Tony up there.
Yeah, big shout out to Tony and again the Sports Fluent network that we're just kind of fell into, and it's caused us to have to step our game up a little bit, and it's been a lot of fun, and I know we picked up a bunch of new followers and now watchers. What's funny is most of my family and stuff started watching the show.
Yeah, my mom too. Yeah, she never listened to it one time on the show, but she'll watch it every day. Every day she'll watch the show. My mom might know as much about baseball as anybody right now.
Yeah, it's just I thought that was funny because I know my sister was talking about it, and when we were all having a family dinner the other day, And so, anyways, it's been a lot of fun. I just take a second here while we had some time to talk about that. Well, we got the rival of the Giants coming up next, the all world, all everything, billion-dollar dream Los Angeles Dodgers, who've got everybody on their team. It seems like right now, and this team is kind of like one of those teams that it's like, if you don't win it all this year, like they pretty much did everything. They even did things that I thought was unfair to put this team together. The luxury tax, just the whole thing.
Yeah,
the game, anyways. We get to look at him. We get to see him face to face.
Well, we'll see one of those starting pitchers that they went out and got, one of the older fellas, James Paxton, tonight. And the Rangers don't have a listed pitcher just yet. It'll probably come out in the morning or tomorrow afternoon after the show already airs. But I would guess it's probably either going to be Dane Dunning or John Gray here. Gray pitched what would have been his bullpen on Saturday. Normally you pitch that in the middle of a 5-day, so he would probably be available Tuesday. But I would imagine that it'd be Dane Dunning's start in the rotation, and that John Gray would go on Wednesday and move Jose Urena back to the bullpen. That would be my guess. The Rangers will see on Tuesday, they'll see Walker Buehler, who's struggled a little bit since coming back from his Tommy John surgery. So between James Paxton, who's north of 4 ERA, and Walker Buehler, who are both north of 4 when it comes to earned run average, the Rangers have got an opportunity. I mean, Walker Buehler's 1-3 with a 4.82 ERA, so they've got an opportunity to take advantage of some of the starting pitching that hasn't performed as well for the Dodgers. Yamamoto on Friday, but we'll talk about that on Thursday whenever the Rangers probably have somebody listed. But I would imagine it would be Lorenzen and Yamamoto, but we'll just see how that goes. It could be Max Scherzer in that spot. Who knows? But
who did you have? I'm sorry. I was looking at Paxton's numbers. So who did you have the Rangers going with against Buehler?
Probably Dane Dunning.
Okay, so it's either Dunning
Gray.
Dunning or Gray in these next couple of starts upcoming.
That would be my guess. Yeah, I don't have it here in front of me, and they could go in a different direction. I have no idea, but like as of right now, that would be my guess. Is that would be Dunning on Tuesday tonight, and then tomorrow it would be John Gray coming back off of his DL IL status.
That's again, that's a really what the Rangers been doing a little bit of mind games here with the Dodgers. I think Paxton's a pretty dang good pitcher, man. Like, even though he's up there in age,
yeah,
he's a pretty good pitcher. Now, Buehler and Yamamoto. Buehler, I just dropped off my fantasy team, so he's out there for you guys if you want to go snag him. I think he's gonna get better and better as the year goes on. He hadn't pitched, but now's the time to get him.
I thought Buehler has really struggled since coming off of the IL. He had that Tommy John. He should have been ready last year at the end of the season, and whenever he had made it back to ready to go, they kind of cut him off again. And then this year he went into the season with arm problems, and it's just been a rough go for him this year. So they've got an opportunity to get on him.
Yeah, and then Paxton's a lefty. So Rangers have been notorious for making these lefties look better than they should. My hope here is that the Rangers handle their business, and like you were kind of getting at, like that they handle their business, take care of what they need to take care of here with these two guys. Because again, I think you're catching Buehler at the right time. Where he's still kind of getting himself together. And again, I feel like the Rangers are intent on showing or getting that monkey off their back when it comes to lefties. Because I don't even remember this being a conversation last year. Like, I don't even remember the Rangers having this much trouble against left-handed pitching.
No, I don't remember that being an issue last year either. Paxton, you can get to Paxton though. You can get a handful of runs off of James Paxton. He's a good pitcher though. He's got good stuff, and when he's a lot like Chris Sale, in my opinion. He's long and he's got good extension, so he basically hands the ball to the catcher and throws hard enough. He doesn't throw as hard as he did back when he was with Seattle.
Yeah.
He was probably throwing 96, 97 before he ran into all the injuries in Seattle and New York. And he's kind of finding his groove again this year and, kind of feeling like he's having a little bit of a bounce back and, not bad numbers. He's getting wins. The Dodgers score runs on nights that he pitches. So, if you've got a 4+ ERA and you've got a 5-1 record, that means that the Dodgers score runs the night you pitch.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I don't know what else we got, man.
Well, it's kind of one of those lull days where we've got the day off. We get the funness of Thursday night or Wednesday night trying to get this thing done at 11 o'clock at night. We're going to have to get with Tony earlier in the day and make sure we have a code for going for the Dodger with these Dodgers games not getting over till 11:30 or so. So
yeah. It's going to be an interesting, fun thing, huh?
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting week for sure. And then next week will be fun with us being kind of across the country from each other, trying to figure out how to get this knocked out. So
yeah,
I look forward to the challenge.
Apart, right? Like you're going to be.
It'll be 4 because
Eastern, Central, Mountain, Pacific. So yeah, we're going to be 4 hours. 4 hours.
Rangers will be getting over at about 8 o'clock for you, and it'll be more like 11 o'clock for me. So.
We're gonna have to figure
we'll make it happen.
This will be fun. This will be fun. Well,
that'll just give me time to make sure I have enough time that I can check out all those games that I need to at the Cape Cod.
Well, hey, thanks everyone for tuning in. Thanks to our farm hands. Thanks to our fantasy baseball players. Big shout out to the Sports Fluent Network. I guess it's a day for giving thanks.
We had time today to do that. Normally, last night we were like, hey, we got to wrap this thing up because we got 50 seconds left.
So a little more time to show a little bit of gratitude. So again, thanks to all of our podcasting listeners who've been there since our day ones, who've been there since, there were 10 people listening to the show. Big shout out and thanks to you for sticking with us. And again, to all of the, the different segments of the boys that we've the little pockets of crews that we've got just hanging out. So appreciate everybody. Don't forget to check us out on that social media, TX Rangers WTB. Don't forget to check us out on our website, TexasRangersWithTheBoys.com.
All one word.
Also, all one word at Chilltown Hoops here on the YouTube
Fluent Network.
Yes, the Sports Fluent Network. And don't forget to check out our exclusive content. Down the Farm with the Boys, we cover all things Rangers, minor league, new show up. Go check it out.
We talked about how many times? We talked about both Dominican Summer League teams. We talked about the complex, and we talked about all 4 levels. So we talked about 7 different clubs this last week on our top 10. It was insane.
It really was, man. It was like, but it was fun and a lot to talk about. Hopefully Round Rock and Frisco will give us a little more to talk about over the next few weeks, and maybe we could get an unexpected good news from one of these prospects that maybe starts to catch some heat and can help this club down the stretch. So again, thanks everybody for tuning in for the 300-pound minimum. This is your boy Kev. We are Texas Rangers with the Boys. We're signing out.